don't think people get the message straight when we see or hear them keep coming on the media, TikTok, Facebook, wherever, and talk about politicians passing bill that dictates and violates your every movement, even your right to eat and live off the land. Like, as we look at the whole thing, when you remember the situation, politicians work for you, Jed. You don't work for them. So I think people have to start to realize that you can take your power back in your hand and start charge these people for treason. You can actually declare on the street in front of the public that on behalf of the Constitution and the right of the people, because you're the power, you now charge such and such for genocide, treason, and war crime, and certain acts such and such for violating such and such constitutional rights, such and such, and you now order immediate arrest against these politicians. And if the police won't do it, then you have to start what you call a revolution by natural choice. And the international community will have to be on your side, because guess what? No politicians or police has any authority over you. The fact that people still thinking that a politician pass a bill and it becomes law, these things are dumb shit. And it's full time people realize that these people are just a little criminal gang, a mercenary crew, de facto agents on your indigenous soil. Yeah. Referring to themselves as government. And they are not government. They're agents designed to hijack your government and use it against you and enslave you. Remember, who created this de facto company that refers to as government? It's a foreigner, came on your soil. So even if you accept it as your guiding way or some authority you give over to these people to oversee your affairs, because that's what a politician is basically claiming. He's there to oversee your affairs. So basically he's there playing a like a psychology and a game with you, the people. Remember, when he looking to go in power, what does he do? He use all form of distraction and deception and bribery. What do they do? The same money they get from the budget, from taxpayers, they take some of that and they use that to pay you for transportation, for campaigning, so that they could try to make sure that they get enough people behind them, so that when the time comes, the majority will vote on their behalf so they could put them in the power. After they get into power, they forget all about you and what you did for them, right? Because they know that they use this trick, the biggest trick, which is just to get into power, to abuse the authority and enslave you. But you, the people, needs to know that you has the power in your hand and you have to start to switch it around on them. Stop letting them get away. Stop letting them think that this is all about them and the police and that they could just go and pass a bill that violates your rights in every step of the way and you left it to slide. Stop it, people. That's why you have to form collective communities, collective group. Take your group to another level. Document your group. Put the executive leaders, such as the president of the Common Law Committee, on behalf of the people and the constitutional rights for a due process of law. These are the steps you have to take, and you document this thing, and you put certain people who you know is capable of handling certain position in position, and you label it and name them out. And you bring at least 50 to 100 people and you form a common law committee and you start exercising your fucking rights. Stop being scared, people. And you're letting these people get away. You know that little punk in Jamaica we call the prime minister. You know you could arrest his ass. You know these police that going around and shooting and killing people. You know you could arrest their ass. But you have to do this thing strategically. You have to, when you come out and you do things in the manner that they're supposed to be done, you're not going to go out there and attack police, but you have documentation, you paperwork, and proof that they've been committing the crimes, and you go publicly and you announce arrested for them. And if the police fail to arrest them, you the people come and arrest them. If it means you have to take the gun and shoot them and arrest them, that's your right. You have to do that. This is where the people have to learn how to stand up and take the power back from these criminals. Sometimes it needs a revolution, but the revolution will only be done in a manner where you declare the people as the power and the only sovereign, and then you declare arrests of certain individuals for treason and genocide and war crime. If the so-called acting agents, what they call police, fail to arrest them, then you know it's a bunch of wolves and they're not standing for justice. So then now you take over and call arrest for the commissioner of police and call arrest for these politicians and all of them, because they're all in cahoots together and committing fraud against you, the people. It's time enough that you learn the rights and learn the law, stand up and take over. Stop them in the tracks. Stop talking about the passing bills and policies as if these policies and bills have any lawful authority. They have no lawful authority. How you could let a bill that violates your right to survival even exist? Tell me if you have any lawful sense in your head to think that these politicians can do such a thing, and you let it slide and let the police go around and enforce the policies or the statute that the politician claim to pass and violate your right and tell you about it's a law and you let it slide. No, my people, it's about time you start to stand up. Stop being so gullible. You don't need these liars, these backyards. What they call attorney at law. Backyards they are. That's who they are, backyards. You don't need them. Reason why you don't need them? Because no foreign entity can give license to a backyard to operate. They don't even have an authority. You disqualify them there. You can disqualify the de facto agents and the company by declaring that it's not lawful neither. And therefore your common law committee has now taken step to take over the island and reintroduce a lawful common law government. And you no longer subscribe to this democratic demonizing the people system. You have to wake up. Stop being so gullible and stop being so naive and forgetting that you are the power and not them, and that none of these people has any authority. The reason why they can gallivant and go on the way they go on in, because you, the public, and the regular people are divided. You're scattered. You're not united. And you not form no common law committee to stand on your square and take your rights away. You have to take example of certain countries in Europe whenever things get out of hand, how they come together, not just protest, but stand on the square and stop the system. And some of them don't go to work and promote nothing. You people in the Caribbean are very gullible. From Jamaica come right down. You're very gullible and you're too divided. You need unity. You need to form collective community. You need to have your own resources, everything. So you have to shut the system out. You have to make it be independent. You need to create your own schooling system, your own medical system. You need to start to stand up, people. You're too gullible and reliant on the system. And even the system can't operate without you running it. So those of you who are operating in the offices that run in these departments, if you start standing up and stopping them in the tracks, things will change. But you are too gullible. By promoting and endorsing the system going to work, you actually keeping it alive. It's you the one who has to stop it. So stop going around and talking about they passed this bill and this and that and that and that and how it's going to affect you. It only becomes active when you accept it as a law. It's not law and they have no authority. Stop give consent, and I end the video. Share it.